I thought what would be useful, because a couple of questions have come up over the last video, is just to go over neutral pelvis, neutral spine, what that feels, what that looks like, and how to apply that into your day-to-day life. So generally, neutral pelvis, neutral spine. Let me stand up so you can have a look. So basically, neutral pelvis is when the hips sit between this position, where in your anterior tip of the pelvis, and this position when you're in a back tip of the hips. Okay, some of us actually hold ourselves here. Like a lot of dancers will naturally come into this position through how they've been, holding themselves for many years, and culturally and genetically as well, people can hold their hips further forwards. And similarly, there'll be lots of people that will also hold the hips in this back tip. So neutral pelvis is when the hips sit between these two positions, where they're forwards and where they're back. So ideally, you want to find the neutral position, which is the halfway point between the forwards tip and the back tip, which is here. Now, the reason why this is important is because it just balances out the passive effort of the musculature around the front and back of the body. The front being the abdominals here, the back being the extensor muscles, the lower back extension muscles. Okay, so it will just bring them into their natural, happier length, both at the front and back of the body when the hips are in neutral. Okay, so you want to think about that as much as you can when you're sat down, when you're standing and holding yourself, or standing, you want to think about how you hold yourself. You want to think about when you're in sitting position, when you're seated, you don't want to be, really into the computer leaning in, because that's going to give this forwards tip. And similarly, when you're sat down, you also don't want to be slumping back into the chair like that. So you want to be sat on top of your sit bones, which are the base of your pelvis, to bring that referencing and that ideal alignment into your pelvis and spine, which is neutral pelvis, neutral spine. I hope that helps somewhat.